In this section, we will explain how to make a light rig to render your finished model. We will first create a backdrop as a background. In most cases, the model we create will be at the origin of the world coordinates, so our backdrop should be placed near the origin of the world coordinates as much as possible and should be large enough to accommodate our model. Let's make a plane first. Scale it up and make sure it's big enough. We need to bend 50% of the plane 90 degrees to serve as the background and the rest as the ground. Enter vertex mode and select 50% of the vertices. Prepare to rotate. Because our current pivot is at the center of the selected vertex, we need to set the pivot at 50% of the plane. So we need to press the Insert key to enter the pivot edit mode. Hide the model first, then turn on the point snap switch. Snap the pivot to the center point and press the Insert key to exit. Before rotating, we first press the J key to enable snapping, ensuring the rotation occurs in fixed 90-degree increments. Unhide the model. Now we are going to smooth out the 90-degree corners. As we now see a smooth preview in the viewport, we need to render the same result in the final render. Go to Attribute Editor. Go down to Arnold tab and scroll down to Subdivision. Change the type to Catglark and set the iterations to 3. Let's rename the backdrop. We need to assign a shader to the backdrop. Open Hypershade. Create an Arnold A Standard Surface shader. We will set the base color to dark gray and roughness to 1 to eliminate reflections and highlights. The background does not need any reflections or highlights. Assign the shader to the backdrop. Check the model's position. We need to reposition the backdrop so that the model appears in the proper center of the backdrop. Because the current model is relatively flat, we will add a sphere to better evaluate light brightness and shadow behavior. Now we need to freeze the backdrop transformation. This ensures the backdrop remains at its default position. If it's accidentally moved, resetting the transformation to 0 will restore it. After the backdrop is ready, we can prepare to add lights. Before adding, let's take a look at the rendering result. Because there is no light, it should be black at present. Check the alpha channel, no color information. Only the alpha channel. First, we need to add an environment light for global illumination. Go to Arnold's shelf and add a skydome light. Go to the render window and check the scene again. Now the background and objects are illuminated. The background is now bright white because the color of our skydome light is white. Now, we will add the environment light background map. We're going to use panorama.xr, which we used in Substance Painter, as a texture file. Check our render again. We can see the effects of lighting and casted shadows. These are all the results of the Xr environment light map. But we don't need to see the details of the ambient light background map in the final rendering. It is just used as a lighting source, so we need to ensure it does not appear in the final render. Select the skydome light, open the Attribute Editor, go to the Visibility tab, and set camera to 0. Next, we will disable shadows for the Skydome light. In the main section of the Skydome light settings, disable cast shadows. Now we have completed the setting of environment light and can start setting the actual light source. Traditionally, we use a standard 3-point light setup. In the 3-point lighting setup, the key light will be on the upper left or right side to provide the main lighting and shadows, and the fill light source will illuminate the dark area in the opposite direction of the main light source, so that the dark area will not be too dark and lose details. The backlight is mainly used to provide side light to create a rim light effect. To effectively see the effect of the 3-point lighting setup, we first hide the dome light. First, create a new area light. Position it in the upper left, then scale and rotate it until it is properly aligned. The prominent direction line indicates the direction of the area light, which should face the model. Perform a test render. Most of the scene appears dark. Because the current light intensity is set to 1. Since area lights produce soft lighting, a much higher intensity is required to illuminate the scene. Increase the intensity to 600, which should bring the brightness to the expected level. Next, we need to replace the current material with Arnold's AI Standard Surface Shader to properly see reflections and highlights. Create an AI Standard Surface Shader. And assign it to the object. Set the base color to middle gray and roughness to 0.2. Perform a test render. Now, reflections and highlights should be visible. We can clearly see the distinction between the bright and dark sides. Adjust the light's position as needed. Zoom in and adjust the render region to get a closer view of the object and shader. Check the shadow area. Then take a snapshot of the render so that we can compare different lighting results later. To ensure we can return to the same camera position after making adjustments, we need to save the camera view. In the View menu, go to Bookmark, Edit Bookmark, then click New Bookmark. This will allow us to return to the saved camera position, even if we move the camera later. Next, adjust the light intensity again.